I do believe, yes, it's a very real thing. It's very spiritual. There's some people don't believe in God, but do believe in the devil. Well, where'd the devil come from? How do you believe in one and not the other? You don't believe evil exists?
Omar Gooding just recently was on a podcast and he dropped some wisdom. Pretty much let us know everything that's been going on in Hollywood and what it takes to be in that realm. And Hollywood is something that has never really been a big interest of mine. But the one interesting thing I can say that some of these celebrities are coming out and mentioning honestly what it takes to be a part of these realms and what some of these celebrities are doing to even keep their relevance. These same celebrities that some of us are out here really worshiping and idling. Let's hear what Omar Gooding had to say about the pathway in Hollywood, which requires selling your soul. Let's check this out.
Selling your soul in Hollywood, is that a real thing?
Oh yeah. I believe it begins with the choices you make with what you find acceptable. If you get a role and it requires you to do certain things that you think is acceptable and you do them, then you'll get that call. Then you'll know. One thing always leads to another. It's not like you walk into Hollywood and they go like, "Hi, red pill, blue pill. Which one do you want?" It's that. No, they put you through the test. They know who they can get away with what. People do things on camera because they're comfortable doing them. If they're uncomfortable doing them, they shouldn't be doing them. It's just that simple. That's when problems happen. Problems and cases and situations and all this inappropriate because you weren't comfortable doing it anyway, but you did it. And now you want to come back and say, the whole time I couldn't believe it. But the people doing the hiring go, I think they like this, or I think they're with it, or they're okay with it. I think they'll do it. This makes sense. Oh, they look like a natural. Oh, they're crying, this and that. They're fine. You okay with nudity? They strip. Oh, they're fine. They're good. And then later they come out and say, oh, I was damaged. And they told me I had to, or else if I don't put on this lipstick and dress, I'll never make it in Hollywood. Nobody says that. They just put it in front of you. So you want to do, we can do a dress. Oh, hell yeah. They slide in that dress, zip it up and put the lipstick on and the eyes, and they're happy with it. They're comfortable doing that.
And there's a lot of celebrities who are doing this now. The dresses. Kevin Hart was in a dress. There's a lot of people doing it. This reminds me of Justin Bieber's story, where I know some people will feel bad for the young guy, but he's saying that he was used and abused and all these things happened to him in the industry, and he had no idea that this was the real deal of the industry. And I'm like, you know what the real deal is, just like Omar is saying here. You know what this is, man. They put it in front of you. You're not being forced. People are always talking about what they were forced into. There's no forcing. I mean, there are some situations in life where people are actually being forced into things, but we're just throwing that word loosely around, saying that people are forcing them. They're not being forced. They say, well, it's the contracts they signed. They also weren't forced to sign the contract. There was greed for money and fame and fortune that led them to do those things, but they were not forced. It was always an option. And think about that word option for later on in the video. Let's keep this going.
Let's see if Omar put the dress on. No. No, it's not me. I say the dress, but it's a metaphor for just doing things that I think are unnecessary, especially for comedy. I wasn't the Three Stooges type of guy. I'm not the one I walk in and I trip and fall. You ain't got to hit me in the face with a pie. Now I'm funny. Ha, ha, ha. Nah, just give me the line. I'll make it funny. I'll figure a way to say it cleverly that'll make everybody laugh. I don't have to trip and fall. I don't have to walk into a screen. Oh, jackass. No, I don't. That's not how I am. So it's easier for me to turn down things that I go, I'm not going to do that. Why would I do that? That make me look foolish? No.
When you're in it for the money, those morals, those things that Omar's talking about, I'm not going to do that. I see the script. I see what it involves. I'm not down for that. That's just not something I do. When you're in it for the money, when you've sold yourself for the fame, for the fortune, for the dollar, those morals go out the window. It no longer matters.
I do believe, yes, it's a very real thing. It's very spiritual. There's some people don't believe in God, but do believe in the devil. Well, where'd the devil come from? How do you believe in one and not the other? You don't believe evil exists? Will you say sing a prayer in a church and yeah, sure. All right, now we do this devil enchantment and da-da-da-da. No, I ain't doing that. I'm not playing with him. Yeah. You know it's real. So why would he not say, yeah, well, you do all this, I'll give you all the desires of your heart, but I'm going to collect that shit later. And we see a lot of collections happen and happening. We see the collections. And when it's happening, everybody, oh, I can't believe they did that to them. Well, Well, they made that deal a long time ago and he's here to collect. I think it's a very real thing. Just me being honest.
People don't realize that. Let me break it down in another way. We talked about options earlier. You have options in life. We all have options in life. Every day we get to make a choice. And in that choice, one of those choices is choose who we're going to serve. Is it going to be God? Is it going to be man? A lot of these celebrities, man, they're serving man. And we're idolizing them and essentially serving them who's serving man. Where do you think we're going to end up? There's no reward for that. God definitely blesses individuals. And in this world here, this playground where there's real things going on, spiritual warfare, real battle, the devil definitely gives out reward too. But the thing is that, like Omar is saying, they come to collect. See, God's going to bless and he's going to give you something and doesn't expect anything in return. He does that for his loving kindness for us, as long as we're in his will and submitted to him. If we're in the family, if you will. But the devil is going to just come to collect after he's used you and abused you. So like people like Justin Bieber, some of these other celebrities coming out saying they've been used and abused by the industry. Well, yeah, that's what the devil's going to do to you. He's going to use you. He's going to abuse you. Once he's done with you, he's going to spit you out. Now you're used and abused. With nothing going for yourself. Not saying that those people still aren't famous. Not saying that they still don't have the money that they have. But it's that internal thing, ladies and gentlemen, that's hurting. That's yearning for something more. That they just can't find. Even with all the money in the world.
What I'm just saying is, it's the choices you make. And then if you make this choice, that choice, Hollywood sees you've already made these choices. Well, then I'm sure you have no problem with this. Now we'll give you all you want and you keep packing our agenda. We know whatever we give you, you'll do. So here, we'll give him all the money he wants because we say, now you're doing this because this is the agenda we want to push. This is what we want to make black men look like. This is what we want the picture of. So here.
And it's always an agenda, ladies and gentlemen. It's always something. There's always some sort of a desire that they're trying to fulfill. And it's always sick usually. And we have to be careful with that because, bro, you have people who, famous himself, telling you. It's not just outsiders coming up with some sort of theory. But these are individuals who have been a part of those lights and surrounded by those people who have made those choices. And you got to think, man, like, what's the point of it all? What's even the point? What's the desire to stay relevant so hard for? It's sad because not only is there an agenda that's being pushed from Hollywood, but in people following and supporting these people, you know them, Beyonce, Taylor Swift, who else? Even Kanye West to a certain degree. I know he tries to act like he's a spokesman for the people and that he's on the people's side. But then he comes up out of nowhere, backtracking on the red carpet. All these people, man. People are supporting him heavy. Heavy. It's like they're their own God. It's what we make them out to be when we support them, when we become such strong followers of them. It's sad. It's very sad. I think of people like Chris Brown. I was talking to my wife about it the other day. This gentleman is able to brutally beat women and still have sold out concerts full of women. The idolization has gotten so insane, so outrageous, ladies and gentlemen, that we're no longer seeing what's right and wrong. It's almost a form of selling the soul, just like Omar was talking about earlier. There's no morals. The only thing that keeps him from doing that is by, like he said, looking at a simple script, looking at what the situation calls for and saying, look, this is not something that I'm going to be a part of. This is not something that I'm going to put my name on. It's serious out here, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't know how many more examples we're going to need, how many more stories people are going to have to share whether it be from people directly in the inside like Omar or people from the outside. How many more examples and stories are we going to need to hear before we really understand that this world has got some serious spiritual warfare taking place? And if you're not on the right side of this thing, man, and I mean it, if you're not on the right side of this, it can get really bad. It can get really bad. He talked about knowing a few individuals that actually may have passed from the fact that they sold their souls. That collection that the enemy is going to be looking for eventually, sometimes that means your life. You've got to pay up. But what's so interesting is that people don't know that they want the things in the world. They want the fame, they want the fortune, they want the money, they want the notoriety. But then when the devil comes to repay and get his payment, he's coming for like a very hefty, strong payment. And it's not going to be a convenient payment. But for God, if people knew the price was already paid. So he's not coming back for repayment. Rather, he's just coming back for you if you accepted him. I just dropped a bar right there, ladies and gentlemen. But y'all let me know what you guys think about this. Hollywood, celebrities, a lot of them. I mean, some of these celebrities have been famous and just kind of like A-list and iconic, if you will, for just so long. You think of people like Drake. What are they doing? Are there levels to selling one's soul? Something to think about. I've said what I had to say. Now it's you guys' turn to say what you guys have to say down below in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about this. To the next one. I'm out.